Gizmo, say hi to YouTube. Gizzy! Boom. Cutest dog ever, folks. He is absolutely adorable. So, welcome to another video, YouTubers. We got some exciting things coming soon to the channel. I am absolutely loving Mechagodzilla, if I'm brutally honest. I think it's easily the most impressive of, like, if you just compare just him, not the buildings, but he is way more impressive than Godzilla, Kong, or Skullcrawler. He's not more impressive than King Ghidorah, but he's my second favorite. You know, although this as a whole is, a far superior, of course. Like his base is cool, but obviously the buildings are way cooler. But he's a very cool statue. I honestly really freaking like this. So, absolutely love it. I know some people mentioned they want me to do the bus here and Mecha there. I could do that. I might do that. But right now I'm doing it like this. There's a reason. I wanted Kong to have kind of its own setup as like Kong Skull Island, and then that's the Godzilla setup. And then I also want this close to Transformers. That's kind of the reason I did that. But I'll try both. Once I get Kong bust in, let's say a few months, we'll throw it there, and then I'll try both the busts there and see which one I prefer. It's unfortunate I can't do the bus, like right there and there. That'd be the ultimate setup, but space is, the number one enemy of every collector out there. So, yeah, Lord of the Rings. We have the Nazgul finally arriving at Hit Customs. It's going to be arriving Friday, so that means the unboxing and review will be Saturday. Speaking of Nazgul, my buyer on the Morgul Lord has officially backed out after me holding it for 4 months. So this is back up for sale. That's one reason I don't like doing payment plans, because people try to back out after you've waited months and months. It's like, man, I could have sold this months ago. Anyways, this is for sale. It's mint with box, 500 shipped in the US. So we do need to sell this. If you're interested, throw me an offer. But we do need to sell it because it's going to help fund and create space for Prime 1 Morgul Lord. So I know Prime 1 Darkseid are better than this. However, this is also substantially cheaper. If you're going to buy Darkseid or Prime 1, you're going to be spending $1,500 to $2,000. So if you don't want to spend that money, you still want a Morgul Lord, you want one that's mixed media, which is technically more movie accurate, this is a great one to get at 500 shipped. Mine is the regular, not the exclusive, but I heard bad things about the exclusive. They said the fire looks very cheap. So yeah, I'm going to be doing some rearranging of Lord of the Rings probably Thursday when you're viewing this. So we're going to switch that with that and that with that. I think that's the best thing. And while I have Nazgul, it's going to go top shelf right here, and then Frodo next to him. I think those two will actually pair really well, since the Nazgul chased him the whole movie. And then as soon as Morgul Lord arrives, we'll lower Nazgul, and then do Morgul Lord up top with Frodo. And then eventually when Gandalf arrives, we'll lower Morgul Lord and do Gandalf up top. And then we're basically done with Lord of the Rings. As far as Hobbit goes, we just need an Azog, whether it's Darkseid, a custom. We want to get an Azog to go with Bolg. Now, Bolg is a very cool, very impressive statue. And I do love the Hobbit movies, especially Battle of the Five Armies. It's phenomenal. So I do want to have a Hobbit setup. We just need to get the main freaking orc. And I don't care to have any of the dwarves or anyone else from that. So, yeah. Whew. In terms of Kratos, so my Kratos bust is going to start the mold, sculpting or what mold process, I guess, because it's being 3D, done, and then it'll be printed and molded and made into a prototype. I don't know all the exact specifics, but I've paid half of it, and it'll probably be done in a month and a half. I'll probably have it in 2 months. And I need to follow up with Blue Box on Mimir. It's only been about, I think, a month since I paid him. I think they said 2 months. So he's probably a month out. The Kratos custom got stuck, of course, in customs and returned to the post office. They didn't notify my seller, and I had to, contact them. They went back to the post office, had to repay shipping, and now it's being shipped again because apparently the paperwork, they didn't have the proper paperwork or something for customs. But yeah, that should arrive hopefully in a week or so, which is, something I'm very much looking forward to, because it's a very impressive statue, and getting the original prototype is going to be super impressive. So, yeah, just so you guys aware, I still am technically selling this if someone will buy it. I'll keep it if no one will buy it. I'm not lowering my price beyond what I've stated. The lowest I will go is $3,500, because shipping's going to be $300, $400 for this. And then him, it kind of varies. Ideally, I'd like to get $4,500 for the pair, but I'd probably sell him for $1,300 or $1,400 on his own. I would, in a perfect world, never want to sell this, ever. It's just space and money, because this wall would be better if it had the Resident Evil 3 diorama instead of a Bruce Lee. If we're being brutally honest. I know what I need to do to perfect my collection, but sometimes it's just really hard, because you have certain pieces you really don't want to sell. Like this Bruce Lee. I love Bruce Lee. I love martial art movies. I love Ip Man. Those are my favorite. I'm a huge fan of Enter the Dragon, the Bruce Lee TV series on Netflix. I love this bust. It's one of the best busts in my collection. That 1/3 is incredible. However, it doesn't go with anything. And going with something does make a big difference. If you pair random crap, it doesn't look as good. But when you pair similar statues like that and that have, same paint detail, theme, scaling, it just looks overall much better. When I removed the Nun and Annabelle from my AVP wall, it made it A, cleaner, B, all properly themed, and it just looked better. So having more statues doesn't necessarily make the display better. Making the display better for me, you don't want too few statues. You want a good amount. But having it properly themed, I think, is one of the most important things. This is my AVP wall from right there to right there. And this is like the centerpiece if you want to look at it. This is my main horror wall. And we're missing one piece there, which I talked about in yesterday's video. I'm thinking of several options. I think what would probably go best is Blue Box Hyper Red Lipstick Demon. I think I would be happiest with that. The ECC Unkillable isn't from a movie. It's a zombie. Yes, it's not from a movie. I am a movie collector, but it is still an amazing piece of art. And you could consider it technically from any zombie movie like Evil Dead or Dead Alive. So I think I would be very happy with that. And if I want to go the cheap route, obviously doing Jigsaw. I think Jigsaw would be, probably as good as Annabelle in terms of like detail and how much I like it. I do like the Saw movies, especially the first one. I thought that one was excellent. And I think that's the cheapest, best route to go. The most expensive, coolest, route where I'd be 100% happy would be the Blue Box Hyper. And then the Unkillable would be a non-true horror themed, non-movie at least. But I think that bust is more impressive than Blue Box. Although it is technically sold out. So, yeah, and on the TV area, there's so many things I've thought of doing here, honestly. So we know we're going to do Arnold and T-1000. We're going to get an Endo 1/3. But are we going to get like Sarah Connor to go next to him and put him right there? And then if we do that, do we just do Game of Thrones here and throw Jon Snow there, get Night King, and do Khaleesi bust? Technically, that'd make it just 3 themes. Terminator, Game of Thrones, Jurassic Park. Or you could kind of make it a bunch of random stuff. If you sell Jon Snow, do Khaleesi bust, move Alita over there, and you could do Terminator and 148-inch, that'd be a 40-inch, then you'd still have this shelf to technically do, if you wanted to do Red Sonja and Blade Red Sonja and Celine. Celine would obviously go best like behind them, and Blade right next to this. However, they are the good guys, and I'm technically just villains in this room for horror and AVP. So I know I probably shouldn't buy Celine and Blade, but I do want them. And I feel like if I did get them, it'd probably go better on this wall. I always thought if I just made this all 1/3s underneath, had like Red Sonja, Prime 1 Vampirella, Blade, Celine, you know, and maybe have a Lita over there, and then all the Terminator, and then Khaleesi and Khaleesi Buster in the mid room, and this replaces Cinema Cat. Get the Alien FX Predator bust, lower those two down there. Then I think it would work good, because then we could have Khaleesi separated, have sufficient space for all those 1/3s. You know, we just need Prime 1, Vampirella, Blade, Selene. I think those 4 would pair really nicely under the TV. And then, of course, the entire Terminator line. You know, so it's like, that would be freaking great. It's still extremely hard to sell Cinema Cat because it still is an absolute masterpiece, and I freaking love it to death. But yeah, so Nazgul is arriving, folks. Super stoked to get it. And then after that will probably be Kratos, you know, shortly after, as well as Majora's Mask. So we'll probably get 3 more statues this month. Also, the Kratos shield, I'm probably not going to do a video. I'll do a short, though. You know, I think it's best I might do shorts on, you know, simple, you know, pickups, hauls like that. But yeah, I'm excited for Nazgul. We haven't seen really much in-hand photos or videos of it, so I'll probably be the first. So let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.